It's freaking tea time, y'all. What's up? Going with the classic today. Going in my big blue pot. My big blue pot is not blue. The classic show recipe. I don't know how to pronounce these things. And I'm also drinking with my tea-stained nasty cup. And this is how I do it at home. This is my typical kind of morning tea. And yeah, so we're gonna get into it here. Now, the reason I'm drinking this one is, well, first off, I drink this one quite regularly. And also because today is the day after drinking this tea with James. However, we had a 1998 version from Quiche. Cheers. I want to get us into the difference, and wow, it is really different. You know, I looked up a bit more about the processing of these teas pre-reform, and this tea is pushed much harder than it was originally. So I don't know about the 98 version, but the 90s version of this tea was a lighter ferment. And this tea definitely is a strong ferment. Earthy, malty, not really chocolate, hints of cherry wood, really round. You know, the one through line on this probably is that there's this root bark character that was really prevalent on the 98 version. Let's take a look at the leaves here. Try to get in a little bit closer. And a little bit of a shine on that. You can see though the leaves are actually definitely not pitch black. And so with the 98 version, it is a pitch black tea. Much basier, arguably is sweet, and frankly, the 98 version does taste a little bit less fermented. Really noticing the malty character of this today. Interesting. A bit rounder, almost caramel in there. Really nice. I like the cherry wood character of this. Although today it's light, I notice it a bit more. I know the cherry wood a bit more when I do this grandpa style. Quite dark. Holy smokes, my camera is off a little bit today. And this one's gonna be short because I need to get this out here. I've been sick, and this one's lasted longer than I want, so I'm trying to get this one published. Cheers. Yeah. I'd say not nearly as bright as the Bought It Brick, which is a much more fruity forward tea. I think this has reached the point where some of the fruit character of this, the brightness, is starting to fade a little bit. The 8592 is also, I think, much more fruity than this tea. A bit more maple on that one. This one has a bit more, I'd say, malt and sassafras. Cheers. Tremendously sweet. I'd give it almost like an 8 out of 10 on sweetness. Really, you know, kind of a nice replacement for coffee drinking, for your coffee drinkers out there. This is kind of the primary recipe that you would want to go for first. The kind of reference tea of reference teas for ripe pu'er, kind of like the 7542 of ripe. Really lovely. Let's go ahead and take a look at the liqueur here. You can see just that beautiful kind of molasses. I'll get in here and see if we notice anything a little bit different. Yeah, I'm noticing the malt on this one today. Maybe a little bit of a tired smoke character on that. Very interesting. Again, classic, easy to drink, Mostly just thinking, how is this different than the 98? And honestly, it's actually a little bit more similar than I expected. We'll hit it one more time here. So I use this big pot for ripes because it's just easy, quick brewing. It's simple. I don't think about it. In it goes, and on we go. This is more of a utilitarian beverage for me in the morning than really being, whoa, I'm super dialed in. But the 98 version or anything, of a certain age, definitely I'll be a bit more attentive to. See, that color is really beautiful. It tastes like what it looks like, honestly. Kind of like birch bark, sassafras. The cherry wood note, actually, I'm not noticing nearly as much as before. I'm noticing much more of the maltiness today. So, who knows? Still kind of partially congested is how it is. One thing to note is that this is so much oranger. And get into that character a little bit better there. It's hard to notice, but much more orange than the 98. So even though the fermentation, so the kind of pushing it in the wet pile itself is much harder on the newer productions because they want it just to be ready earlier. The 98 version and just older styles in general, lighter ferment, but still enough time and it gets pitch black, which is what it's like. Remarkably sweet, the 98 version, and this one right with it too. Cheers. This is kind of the recipe to suggest for someone just getting into ripe pu'er, like the recipe. So if you haven't had this one yet, you'll grab it. You can get all over the place. Find it from a friend. Of course, Keisha sells it as well. This is the 2010 version. Quick one today. Love you. Peace.